Okay, in this video, we'll discuss about regional soil deposits in India. Here there is a pictorial view how different soils are deposited in the nation. Clearly, there are green patches here which will be indicating forest soil, and here there is a slight confusion between these two colors. But anyway, this is alluvial soil, the Ganga deposits. Here there is red and yellow soils are there in this region, south and then eastern regions of India, central eastern regions of India. This part, Maharashtra and Madhya Pradesh part, is mainly deposited with black soil. We'll go into the details of all this. So, major classification of Indian soils, if you try to list out, it will be the first one, alluvial soils, which will be covering around 43% of the area. Then next comes as red soils. The red soil will be covering around 18.5% of the area. The third one will be black cotton soil or black or regur soils, which is around 15%. Then we have arid and desert soils in the regions of Rajasthan. Then we have laterite soils in coastal regions and saline soils, peaty and marshy soils, forest soils, submountain soils, and snowfields. So this is how we can list around 10 different major classifications of India. India has varied conditions of geology, relief in the sense up and down, mountains and then lower regions or flat regions. Climate wise, it is varied, and then vegetation accordingly. Therefore, India has a large variety of soil groups distinct from one another. Now, different criteria have been applied to classify Indian soils. The outstanding being geology, the relief, fertility, chemical composition, and physical structure, etc. Now, geologically, Indian soils are broadly can be divided into two main parts or types: soils of a peninsular region and soils of extra-peninsular regions of India. Now, the soils of a peninsular region are those which have formed by decomposition of rocks in situ. That is, directly from the underlying rocks, they are transported and redeposited to a limited extent and are known as sedimentary rocks. On the other hand, the soils of extra-peninsular regions are formed to the depositional work of the rivers and wind. They are mainly found in the river valleys and deltas. They are very deep and constitute some of the most fertile tracts of country. They are often referred to as transported or zonal soils. Indian Council of Agricultural Research ICAR set up an All India Soil Survey Committee in 1953, which divided the Indian soils into 8 major groups. This is a very logical classification of Indian soils and has gained wide acceptance. Okay, we'll go into the details of alluvial soils here. As you have seen here, there is a clear flow path and then the soil is getting deposited. That is being seen by the texture itself. Mostly this soil, alluvial soil, is available in India, about 43%, which covers an area of 143 square kilometers. It is widespread in northern plains and river valleys. In peninsular India, they are mostly found in deltas and estuaries. Humus, lime, organic matters are present in these soils. They are highly fertile. Indus, Ganga, Brahmaputra plains, Narmada, Tapi plains, etc. are the examples of alluvial soils. They are depositional soils transported and deposited by rivers, streams, etc. The sand content decreases from west to east of the country. New alluvium is termed as khadar and old alluvium is termed as bangar. Color: light gray to ash gray is the color of alluvial soils. And then if you talk about the texture of the soil, it is a sandy or silty loam or clay. Mostly it is clay or silty. Sand particles will be quite less. It is rich in potash but poor in phosphorus. Wheat, rice, maize, sugarcane, pulses, oilseed, etc. are cultivated mainly on alluvial soils. Okay, next important soil is a red soil. This is seen mainly in low rainfall area, also as omnibus group. Porous, it is friable structure, absence of lime, concur, impure calcium carbonate. There is no such concur, etc. It is deficient in lime because of that reason. And then phosphate, manganese, nitrogen, humus, and potash. It will not have, red soils will not be having all these contents. So color red is because of a ferric oxide. The lower layer is reddish yellow or yellow. The texture is sandy, clay, and loamy. Again, wheat, cotton, pulses, tobacco, and oil seeds, potato, etc., are cultivated on these soils. So here there is a cut made, and then you can just see there is a red soil appearance. Next is black cotton soil. Those who might have seen local regions of Karnataka, you might have seen these kind of lands, which is a black cotton soil, and then in dry season there will be a big cracks which will be there on the surface of the black cotton soil grounds. So this is a regur, or it means that cotton, best soil for uh, cotton cultivation. That's why it is called black cotton soil. Most of the Deccan is occupied by black soils. It is a mature soil. High water retaining capacity it has got, tremendously high capacity of retention. Because of that, it is good for cultivation. It swells and will become sticky when wet and shrink when dried. It is self-ploughing is a characteristic of black cotton soil as it develops wide cracks when dried. It is rich in iron, lime, calcium, potassium, aluminium, and magnesium. It is deficient in nitrogen, phosphorus, and organic matter. Color: deep black to black, grayish black. That is what we can say as far as the color is concerned. The texture is quite clay. It will not be having any sandy particles. It is amorphous clay soil. Next is the desert, or it is found in Rajasthan area. So red desert or arid soil. This is seen under semi-arid, arid, and regions conditions. It is deposited mainly by wind activities. It has got a high salt content, lack of moisture and humus, concur or impulse calcium, impure calcium carbonate content is high, which restricts the infiltration of water. That is, concur or impure calcium carbonate content is high, which results the infiltration of water. Nitrogen is insufficient. Phosphate is normal. Texture of the soil is sandy. Color is red to brown. Laterite soils. As the picture shows, laterite soils has got an advantage that it can be cut into bricks directly, and many of these Belgaum and then Belgaum regions have got this kind of deposits. Now, name is from Latin word later, which means brick. Become so soft, laterite soils become so soft when wet and so hard when dried. When it gets exposed to air, it forms a very solid rocky kind of mass. In the areas of high temperature and high rainfall, it is formed as a result of high leaching. Lime and silica will be leached away from the soil. Organic matters of the soil will be removed fast by the bacteria as it is high temperature, and humus will be taken quickly by the trees and other plants. Thus, humus content is low. It is rich in iron, aluminium, and deficient in nitrogen, potassium, lime, and humus. The color is red color due to iron oxide. Then the suitable uh, cultivation that can be done in these soils are rice, ragi, sugarcane, and cashew nuts can be cultivated. PT or marshy soils, areas of heavy rainfall and high humidity area will be having this kind of soil. The growth of vegetation is less, it will be there, but it will be very less. A large quantity of dead organic matter, humus, which makes the soil alkaline. It is heavy soil with a black color. In forest soils, the regions of high rainfall, uh, you can find a lot of forest, and there the soil will be having a different characteristic. So humus content is less, and thus the soil is acidic. And the last one is mountain soils. In the mountain regions of the country, they are abundantly available, and it's an immature soil with low humus and acidic. Okay, thank you.